It's that time. It's 8:20. Brought to you by your host, Ming. Thank you again for joining me. Today's topic is called The Miracle Continues in You. Now, I probably forgot to do my usual introduction about this being the open journal, your public ledger about resilience that we are sharing together. So pardon me for departing from the usual introduction, but since I didn't do that properly, let me at least say this to you. While I cannot change your life with any one podcast, I guarantee to change your perspective on this present moment. Again, let's talk about the miracle continuing in you. Many months ago, my African elder, my brother, the God walking among us, Mr. Tamba, out of nowhere asked me another one of his quintessential questions about, have I ever seen a miracle? And of course, I'm trying to respond intellectually, but, I saw the birth of my child and, the sunrise. Every answer I gave him was an absolute adamant no. That's not a miracle. And then me being flustered, he just simply said, have you ever looked in the mirror? Now, of course, but me specifically, I tend to avoid mirrors. I'm not confident in seeing that chubby image in the mirror and that rotund middle of my body. So I tend to avoid those things called a mirror. But in this case, he's asking me that simple question, have I ever seen a miracle? I said, no, but that's stupid because the mirror's right there. And this man trying to instruct me and tell me that he, me, you, in that mirror, we're all miracles. So let me take that construct and that reference and say it this way to you today. You and I here in this discussion. But if we can go back to the essence of how we got here, if that's possible. But just for giggles, let's say we can go back to that close to the beginning part of you and I coming into existence. Let's take me. Before me, this Ming talking to you today, was composed of two parts coming together. One from the mother containing an egg. An egg in her womb, maybe on the verge, about to die. Sitting in the womb, waiting for that thing called a sperm cell. A sperm cell that obviously got introduced to the chamber of her womb. But that one cell among those millions of competing and racing sperm cells towards that egg, this one that made it was probably, given all that strife and struggle to get to that egg, was probably about to die. So you have an egg cell maybe on the verge of being discarded in the menstrual cycle. And here is this sperm cell struggling through, maybe on its last breath, then reaching the egg. And that egg cell and that sperm cell combine. As close as I can get, that maybe could surmise or summarize the beginning, quote unquote, beginning of me and you. Same struggle. One egg cell, one sperm cell combining to produce you. So given the astronomical odds of me being here and the common astronomical odds of you being here, yet here we are. Here we are today. Two separate individual walking and talking and listening miracles today. We individually, referencing a statement I made before, how much we have in common as opposed to how different we are in terms of size, skin color, education, money, jobs, clothes, shoes, pets, things. Maybe those are things, no, they are things on the outside of us. But there's one thing I mentioned to you today, the continuing miracle of you and I individually, yet commonly, in how we're here today, having this discussion, quote unquote, that I hope to effect it into a live conversation just like this, so we can share the miracle conditions and circumstances of us even being here, able to converse, to share, to argue, to debate, to agree, but more importantly, to commonly arrive to a new awareness in this moment, in this day, in this time. I mean, it seems silly almost to talk about yourself or to consider yourself as a miracle. But as I mentioned to you, that one casual conversation I had with Mr. Tamba months ago, that question about seeing a miracle like an exploding star or the other side of the moon or, getting under 15 minutes running a mile now. Yeah, that'd be a miracle to me today too, as slow as I am. But he was trying to make it as simple and as concrete and evidentiary as he could in his description of me, to me, about seeing a miracle, not just occasionally, not like a blue moon, every single day. Now, certainly, even that image in that mirror is presenting back to me the reverse image. I wish it would it would reflect back to me a skinny image if it's in reverse of the actual, which is too fat. However, everything else, all of it is a reverse image. However, I think his sentiment was me to recognize and see the miracle that I am. I'm asking you to see the very miracle that you are right now. Not in the past, not in the future, right now. The miracle of you continues, as does your partner, your friend, your children, your parents, your dog, whatever. This miracle continues in you every single day. I'm asking you just to be present with that, to be current with that, and to remember it is still 8:20.